Up, guys? All right, injuries for today. Yetur will not practice, knee. McCaffrey will not practice, calf/vet day. Trent Williams won't practice, knee/vet day. Nick Bosa won't practice, vet day. Brock Purdy won't practice, left shoulder, toe. Juwan Jennings won't practice, shoulder. Jordan James, limited finger. Jordan Watkins, limited ankle. Ben Barch, limited knee and elbow. Go ahead.
Any further sense about whether Brock will be able to play on Sunday?
I think it's a long shot.
George Kittle's hamstring, is there any more details or just a...
No, there's going to be some time.
Is it possible that Purdy's injury could be a multi-week thing?
That's possible.
And that's the toe more so than the shoulder.
Yes.
Kyle, what do you see as the strength of Mac Jones' game after watching him this summer?
I think Mac knows how to play the position. He can play well in the pocket, distributes the ball well, sees coverage as well, can play fast in there. He's got a lot of good film from the NFL with his experience and obviously college. Tough guy who'll hang in there and deliver the ball where it needs to go.
Did someone step on his foot, Brock? Did someone step on his foot in the pocket? Do you know how the toe injury happened?
Yeah, I think it happened scrambling. I think when Love tackled him by the sideline. I believe it happened.
Were you aware he was playing through that in the game, or is it just something you found out later?
No, I was aware. Yeah.
And what about the third quarterback spot? Any changes there?
Not yet. I mean, we'd love to have three guys in the building ready to go. We obviously still got Brock, but he's not going right now. But got some roster issues where we just can't bring one in right away.
What do you like about Eddie Pinedo?
What's that?
What do you like about Eddie Pinedo?
Everyone felt he was the best option. When I look at just his history, I like how it shows how accurate he's been. I think that was the strongest thing that stuck out. And he's got a lot of experience.
What ultimately led to the decision to let Jake go?
I think by where it got to, there wasn't that much of a decision. It's always tough with that, especially when you have a talented guy. I have some experience with that in my past. I remember when I was in Washington, I didn't have that experience, and our kicker lost us a game. And I remember how adamant I was when I went into the head coach's office and said, "You need to make a change. Like, what are we doing?" He snapped at me and said, "You don't know kickers. This guy's really talented. We got to give him some time. I'm not going to watch him go be a Pro Bowler for someone else." Then 2 weeks later, he missed a kick and lost us the game. So I felt like validated. I was like, "I told you," which I was right for like a day. Because then the next year he went on to be a Pro Bowler and the highest paid kicker in the league for the next 3 years for another team. So there's things that you kind of think about. It's tough with a kicker. I think Jake's got a chance to have a hell of a future. He is that talented. But when it gets to that spot where it is, we all know how last year ended. We know how everyone was looking at him. And obviously when it gets to that point, you can see it affecting him from a mental game. Then you don't have much choice. You got to move on, and hopefully Eddie will come in here and do the job.
Obviously, it's a business, but how hard is that conversation to have with Moody after you bring him here and then you coach him, you give him, some confidence, you help him build his confidence, but then in the end, it's not working out?
I don't think it's that hard to have because I think it is what it is. I mean, I think he knows he wouldn't disagree with us. I mean, he lost his he'd have to say why, but it looked like he lost his confidence and he wasn't kicking the ball well enough and it was way too inconsistent. So once that happens, and when your stroke in golf is changing all the time and you're trying to fix things, trying not to miss, it's very hard to succeed at this level that way. And there wasn't anything I had to beat around the bush on. He knew that, and to a degree, I think this will give him a chance to move on and hopefully find a place where he can get his swag back in that way.
How are Brock and Mac different and similar?
I mean, they're real similar in terms of how they play the game. They're both extremely tough. They both can distribute the ball. I don't know who has a faster 40. Brock, I'd say, is a little bit better of a scrambler. But they're close to similar.
Can you say he has turf toe?
If you want me to. That's a generic thing for anything on the bottom of the big toe, and since it's halfway between the side and the bottom, that's why we don't say turf toe, but it's the third time you've asked me, so I'll call it turf toe for you if you want.
A lot of medical.
What's that?
You've gained a lot of medical knowledge since
Not really.
Friday.
I just prepare for you, so I memorize something before I come in and hope it'll not lead to a fifth question about his big toe that You want to call it turf toe? That's kind of turf toe.
This was my first Brock Purdy toe question. For
I thought you did on a phone call.
go check the transcript.
I feel like I can tell by your tone. It was you.
Is it what foot is it on? Is it the big toe?
That I don't have to say. I have to say the shoulder, but not the toe.
Coach, you looked at Jawan Jennings' shoulder,
How quickly can Kendrick Bourne get involved in the offense?
I mean, it always takes time. I mean, I know he's been here, but when that's 5 years ago or whatever it is, he's been in a lot of different stuff, and we've changed a lot of stuff, so it takes time. You hope to ease him in and put him in there when it's totally the right time. We'll see if we have that option.
He played with Mac Jones for 3 years. Help at all?
I mean, I think it. Not totally. I mean, it's good that it doesn't hurt. I mean, Mac's got a feel for KB and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal since it's such a new offense right now for him.
Is it also a long shot being that the CT scan came back good, the MRI came back good? I'm guessing it's just pain he's feeling?
I mean, I'm not going to put anything on it. He's got a chance to play, and hopefully he will.
What did you see from New Orleans over the weekend?
I saw a team that had every chance to win that game. I mean, they had it within 2 scores for a while. I saw a defense that was really hard to get in the end zone on. I saw special teams that blocked a field goal, that rushes the kicks very well, that has 2 returners who, one was a Pro Bowler last year and scored a couple times, guys who can score on teams. And then I saw an offense and a quarterback who drove him down all the way down on the last play where I thought they had a drop on the last play that would at least tied it up to go to overtime or go for 2 for the win. So I saw a team that's very capable of being 1-0. It's their first time together, and saw some guys that I remember from the past, but looked like a New Orleans football team.
I know you've gone short stretches without George Kittle before, but 4 games I think will be the longest since he's been here. How daunting is that to lose a guy like that for 4 games?
It's a challenge. I mean, once you know what it is, I mean, you kind of get out of your head and move on and try to work with what you got. You know, I think it's harder when guys miss 4 games and they always got a chance, and then because you're always planning on it, and then it's different. So we know we don't have him for 4 weeks, and it'll be a challenge for everybody. I mean, you don't replace George in the run game, and you definitely don't replace him in the pass game. So it'll be a challenge for everybody.
Kendrick Bourne, I remember you once comparing him to your son in a very positive way. Does he still have that personality?
I don't know. I think my son was like 11, 9. He was 9 then. I think they've both grown up a little. All right.
It's been a while since we've seen Robert in this building. What did you make of his defense on Sunday? It's a lot different than the last time we saw him here.
I mean, it was what I expected, just talking to him and what we've seen throughout the practices and everything. But, I mean, I love having Sullivan back. Feel very fortunate for that. I know our players love him, and I thought he did a hell of a job on Sunday.
What did you see from the O-line on Sunday, and how big a challenge did the Saints present them this week?
I thought our O-line played well on Sunday. I mean, there's things I'd like to have back. You know, they pressured us a ton of times. We had to throw hot a number of times. But it's going to be a huge challenge this week, too. They got a number of good players. Hopefully we keep getting better.
When it comes to that, I mean, I'm asking it kind of in relation to Moody being part of the 2023 draft. But the 2022-23 drafts, I would say probably you guys wouldn't say were your best. You didn't have a first-round pick. You did get Purdy. But were there any takeaways that you guys, I know you do deep dives on everything, were there any takeaways from those 2 drafts that you've applied to these next 2?
I can't think at all. I don't even know what years you're talking about right now. I'm thinking of totally about New Orleans, so I'm not really ready to answer that question. We apply things from every draft, good ones, bad ones. So I can't want to have a specific for you right now. More worried about New Orleans and turf toe. I will, for sure.
What did you make of Brandon Staley's defense from New Orleans last week?
It looked real good. I mean, they're a problem. Does a lot of things. Coaches them real well. Looked like they were picking it up fast, and thought they made it real hard on Arizona throughout all 4 quarters.
No targets for Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Russell Gage in that last game. Was that just a product of the play and how they developed, or is it just getting them up?
I think everything. Targets, we don't really predetermine targets unless you give a receiver a screen or a handoff. Everything else has to do with coverages and their opportunities, so sometimes they'll have better luck than others.
Well, Juice was saying that he's been splitting time between fullback and tight end meetings more this year than he has in the past. I know he does some of that stuff anyway, but is the line getting blurred a little more in those positions, and could he be more of an option?
Yeah, I think it's always been pretty blurred. They're almost the same thing, just somewhat very small different skill sets. But Juice is one of the smarter players I've been around. He's been here this is the 9th year now. So we try to switch it up more for him to keep intriguing him, put him in some different rooms. He goes back and forth more, but we ask all of our tight ends to do what the fullback does too, in case you lose Juice in a game. So both of them there's a lot of carryover.
Will we have to bring in another quarterback this week?
We'd like to. We just don't know if we can.
What about another tight end?
We'd like to. I think we're trying to do that now.
In terms of the noise up and down in New Orleans, do you think Seattle kind of preps you for what you're going to experience in Superdome?
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, Seattle's one of the loudest places I've been, and same with New Orleans. Last time we were there, 2020 COVID year, I kind of blacked out, so I don't remember that. But 2019, I do, and that was the loudest game I've ever been in, that shootout. So preparing for that and hope to make it quieter.
49ers fans in Seattle than there have been in the past?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I really notice when I see the red when I walk out. After that, I don't see much off the field though, but it was cool to hear them walking off the field. I heard them a lot louder than other fans.
All right, guys. Locker room.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.